Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today we have the new Tier 8 Premium Italian Weeb Battleship, the BA Bena, and a replay video for your viewing pleasure. Now, before you click off this video because it's a stupid Weeb ship, do know that the Binah here is a reskin of the yet unreleased Tier 8 Premium Italian Battleship, the Cologne, that isn't out just yet, but I'm assuming Wargaming will be releasing her in the future. And this is a ship that many of you are probably interested in because this is the Tier 8 Premium Italian Battleship that has SAP secondaries. Yes! Something that we've been asking for a very long time, that we've gotten at like Tier 9 Plus, you know, with the Giuseppe Verdi, the Napoli, the Varese now, the Michelangelo, and the Sicilia, but we don't have a Tier 8 version of that ship, because I would imagine SAP's a little busted as a secondary munition at Tier 8. Why? Because those 90mm secondary guns you see on the Binah and on most of the other Italian battleships, they can't really pin much anything at Tier 8 Plus with HE because of how small the guns are. But with SAP and the improved penetration, they can bully at that point a lot of cruisers, even some of the battleships you can run across in the Tier 8 matchmaking bracket, especially those 152mm turrets you see down there. Those guys do some real damage when they are equipped with SAP. So might be a real powerhouse of a ship, so you may want to stick around to see whether or not it is. This is oddly enough my second time recording this intro, because the first time my computer updated and decided to switch my default mic from, well, the studio mic that I'm using right now to a microphone that does not exist because reasons. But I assure you I got to right about here before I realized what was going on. Anyway, our driver today is one Thunder Child, which is an excellent name for a ship. If you've read War of the Worlds, double W's got me tripped up there. For those of you who don't know, my tongue was affixed to the bottom of my mouth for the first 5 years of my life. So I learned to talk without being able to move my tongue. So now W's, O's, and R's trip me up. So anyway, yeah, War of the Worlds. Read that book. There's a really cool moment in the book, which hasn't really made it to the big screen just yet. I think the closest we've gotten to is that one version of War of the Worlds that BBC did where everything was garbage except for that one cool scene with the Royal Navy. But anyway, Thunderchild appears to be a mouse wheel zoomer. Now, unfortunately, I can't really do anything to change that because this is a replay. I, of course, can't control anything because it's a replay. So that's just how he plays the game. Looks like, was those secondaries opening up from 11.5 kilometers? 11.3, okay. So that's pretty cool. She's got standard secondary range, which is unusual for SAP secondary battleships. Like the Sicilian, the Verdi, they all have like nerfed ranges because of those SAP secondary guns, because they can use this consumable right here. The exhaust smoke. Huh. Okay, this seems a little cracked. So the thing is, of course, with the exhaust smoke going, you go undetected. And now, since your sectors are firing, they don't extend your bloom beyond your, well, at all when you are in smoke. So you can get your secondaries going, stay undetected, and just get free damage with your SAP secondaries. So typically with, like, again, the Verdi and the Sicilia, you've got like the Verdi like 10.5, 10.3 kilometers secondary range on a Tier 9 battleship, which is just bad. But here on the Binah, or the Cologne, whichever one you want to call it, yeah, that is not the case. You get the full 11.3 kilometers standard secondary range for Tier 8 ships. Oh, lovely Salvador the Nagato, ripping him for about 20k damage there. Yeah, I would have definitely taken that shot too. He only had a few seconds left on his smoke screen. So yeah, alright, good salvo there, Thunderchild. He is absolutely sprinting down the western flank, which is very rare to see anyone do this in the first few minutes of the game and survive. He is on double fire though, courtesy of, I believe, the Nagato. Very interesting, the Nagato had HE loaded, because the Binah, Cologne, has a very thin bow. I think it only has like a 25 or 26 millimeter bow. That was part of the last set of balancing changes I saw about her. But of course, that might have been changed too. I might be misremembering. But I do believe it does have a really thin bow like that. All right. So, still letting these secondaries chew on the Nagato. We got a pretty nice profile here. Letting the rear turrets go. Got a turret there, 2,400 damage. Letting the front turret fire. One was knocked out, so it's still reloading. Let's see, what caliber are these guns? Are they, yeah, 381s. Okay, 15-inch guns. Alright, very nice, very nice. So, he's about to get a Nagato kill here, and this Bismarck is running away from a secondary fight, which, of course, most Bismarck players will be overjoyed that someone's actually pushing into their secondary range. But our friend there, not so much. Alright, so got 3 turrets on the Bismarck. It's up to 81,000 damage already. Decent hit there on the Bismarck, about 9,000 damage on top of whatever his secondaries are doing. Now, of course, a big downside of the SAP secondaries is the fact that these are SAP shells, not HE shells. So there's literally zero chance you can get a fire with SAP. So you don't get that damage over time that you do with normal HE secondaries. However, again, you are pinning more, so that does tend to more than make up for it in most cases. Salvo out on the Bismarck. Looked like that first salvo completely missed. Second salvo, he got one pin there, I believe, in the superstructure. But his SAP secondaries are very much chewing on the Bismarck. Map sit rep. The enemy team does have the B cap. They're capturing the C cap at the moment. Things are going very well over here at A, as you guys can see. Obviously, with him absolutely blowing the crap out of that Nagato, now pushing into this Bismarck. Things are going decently well. He is down to 27,000 HP. Bismarck there, still running away. So realize that's very low, a very small amount of HP for the Binah. Only 57,000 HP at tier 8. I'm going to double check that armor scheme at the end of the match to make sure I'm not telling you guys wrong, because that seems very weird if it does have like a 25 or a 26 millimeter bow and stern, yet only has 57,000 HP. How much health does this hill give back? 343 per second. Okay. Alright. So he's getting his other bank of secondaries fully on the Bismarck. Ah, here we go. The secret weapon. The smoke screen. So now the Bismarck can't see him, and he can just, again, farm free secondary damage on the Bismarck. Okay, looks like he's perhaps waiting for his rear turrets to get around. There you go. He has gone undetected. So that is another downside of the Binah. There is not a spawning aircraft on this ship. So when you are smoked up, you can't pop your fighter, your spotter, like other Italian SAP secondary ships can to maintain spotting on their target vessel. Alright, his hills come off a cooldown. Looks like he's flipping back around now to head back toward the middle. The enemy team has secured the C cap as well. Bismarck got spotted yet again. Okay, and bringing the main turrets around. 13 seconds left on his smoke. Is he going to let it rip, or is he going to slink off into the night? Looks like he's going to slink off into the night for now, as he changes his mind. Probably waiting for that Bismarck to turn out, because he is running straight into the map border, so there you go. Is he going to turn out? Or is he himself trying to go undetected? That breast is right there, though, so I don't think he's going to be able to do that. There's another Bismarck 17 kilometers away. The friendly kid, who's in fact his div mate, is going to the B cap, but he is contested by what I'm assuming, not the Kearsarge. I'm guessing the other destroyer for the enemy team, the Kagero. Alright, friendly team's getting to C as well. Okay, looks like the points are reversed. The red team's points to the green team's points, green team's points to the red team's points. It is our favorite replay glitch of all time. Alright, salvo out on that Bismarck from way in the back. Decent salvo for a 16 kilometer shot, 7k to our Bismarck buddy, who is now pretty much forced to turn out or hit the border here in a second. So he should have a nice follow-up shot for him here. Bismarck returns fire. Looks like one of Bismarck turrets got knocked out. There's only 6 angry AP shells coming his way, and they miss. Pretty standard Bismarck dispersion at 16 kilometers. Well, that was a very flat Bismarck, though, turning to avoid the island right there. Okay. So it looks like the friendly Izumo has bullied the Vyazma. I was about to say the Vyazma was probably about to chunk the crap out of the Izumo, but turns out Izumo smites the Vyazma. But the Kearsarge sinks the Fiji and the Izumo. That should be a double strike. Oh, no, sorry, that was the Kearsarge and the Azure Lane Kearsarge. They're just in the same clan. Okay. Yes, the Fiji and Izumo go down there. Ships-wise, fairly even game, although the enemy team is down a carrier. Wait, did they have a double Kearsarge CV division? No, they did not. So they just got 2 CVs on their team. They got 2 Kearsarges and three CVs and an Implacable. What? That is wild matchmaking. Alright. Well, I mean, they are in a division, so I can't really do much about that. Alright, so he's heading on over to the B cap now. That's where most of the action is at. Here's his team, who they quickly got to, north of the A cap, and they kind of pumped the brakes. They do have a pretty commanding points lead, but they can't afford to let the enemy team, control C and the B cap. Although, again, Thunderchild's buddy and the kid is doing a very good job of holding onto that cap. Salvo's coming in from, I think that was the Bismarck. Looks like didn't do too much to our hero here. Oh yeah, kid is spotted. He gets the torpedo kill on the Kagero. How the turntables indeed. There's an Andalusia there. He's got to either turn and show yes. He has a turn, shows a little bit of broadside. We're sailing to that island. Alright, guns out on him. Oh, this is looking good. It's looking real good. And double Citadel for 28,000 damage. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Very nice indeed, sir. Alright, Kearsarge is pushing up, getting his 12 16-inch guns off on the Jean Bar. Looked like they mostly missed. Our kid is now going in with fisticuffs on the Andalusia, trying to get him down too. Enemy team is down to their last 5 ships. Friendly team has, 7 up still at this moment, or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I had to count to be sure, because I am bad at math. Hello, Mr. Kearsarge's planes. Is he controlling his aircraft from... Yeah, he sure enough is. See, this is a little close call for me to be handing over control of my Kearsarge to the autopilot system. I would not be letting it do that within 10 kilometers of the enemy ships. That's just a recipe for disaster here. So this is a tier 9 game, actually. Now I'm just realizing that with the Kearsarge being in the mix. Alright, let's say Andalusia's torps do not find the kid. Kid is backing up, trying to get the island between himself and the Andalusia. Although Thunderchild... Oh, yep, there we go. Smoke is up. There we go. Okay, is he going to rescue his kid friend here? I think he... Oh, Andalusia has actually grounded to a halt on the island, so he can probably let his secondaries just do their thing and chew their way through the Andalusia, and they do. But the Jean Bar takes the kill, unfortunately. All right, now turning his SAP secondaries onto the Kearsarge, which has that massive hangar deck that the SAP secondaries are going to love to tear into. All right, Kids launches torpedoes at the Kearsarge, and it's now opening up on him. Unfortunately, the Bismarck takes out the friendly Hawk. So the 2 Bismarcks have now joined up on the BC line. Let's see what they decide to do. So the Kearsarge just popped Confederate, so now he's got, one hell of a reload on his main battery guns and on his, fighter, and on his rocket planes now because of Halsey's talent. But Thunderchild is very easily ripping into his ship with those SAP secondaries. Again, I don't know if I'd be, handing over control of my ship to the AI at this moment. And not being there when I'm having a tier 8 battleship just walk up to my ship. Yeah, I'm going to put some shells into the hangar deck and get this dealt with. There we go. Second close quarters expert medal and Confederate for Thunderchild. This ship is looking really good now. Alright. Second Kearsarge. We've had 1 Kearsarge. What about second Kearsarge? Yeah, see, this Kearsarge is playing his Kearsarge like a CV, which isn't really how you want to play your Kearsarge. The Kearsarge is a battleship with a flight deck. It is not a CV with guns. Up to 190,000 damage so far. Match still not over just yet. Still have the 2 Bismarcks out wide. Not sure exactly what they're doing. If I was them, I'd probably be focusing on bullying the Nagato, because I know we can bully him with our 15-inch guns, although, of course, you have to actually hit them, right? All right, popping another heal here. He's out of smoke, too. Oh, very low health Bismarck. It's a broadside out on him, probably hoping to just nick him with a shell or 2 there so he can secure that kill. This Bismarck is turning into the fight. Look at that. There we go. Kill number 3 for Thunderchild here. Can he get these last 2 kills to get Kraken unleashed? Let's see if he can. So we have a nice side profile of this Bismarck here, because the Bismarck either has to turn into him or turn into the Nagato and the Brest. And obviously, you know, 2 ships. Oh, and a Jean Bar. So yeah, he's got to go bow into them to avoid eating just a ton of damage. But that, of course, gives Thunderchild his side here. There we go. High caliber for Thunderchild. Popping damage con to put out that fire. Oh, he's actually out of heals now as well. So Thunderchild has paid for the whole ship, and by God, he is going to use the whole ship. Alright, so of course, we're coming around to this Kearsarge, so we want to be very careful there. Kearsarge with the HE? What? In your 16-inch guns, you have HE loaded? Send it out to the Kearsarge. Can he get the Kraken on the Bismarck? Come on, come on. No! Denied the Kraken by the Jean Bar. How freaking rude can you be? Oh, that would have been a Kraken, and that would have been a double strike. Oh, that would have been great. He did get E here, by the way. He sent me a screenshot of his end result. All right. So 691,000 credits earned, 225,000 damage done, 59 main battery gun hits, 4 kills, 4 citadels, 352 secondary gun hits. Confederate, Fireproof, Close Quarters Expert, Dreadnought, and High Caliber. 1 kill shy of Kraken. 2,500 base XP. My God, this looks like it's definitely a ship for sure. I'm going to go double check the armor on this thing real quick, and I'll be right back, boys and girls. So my memory did serve me correctly. It does have a 25mm bow, but it does also have a 30mm strip there. So yeah, it's got a fairly thin bow, but if you're looking at it from, you know, bow on, that is so weird seeing that with that giant, I don't know, Digimon head or whatever the heck that is there. You know, if you're looking at it, you know, from above surface view, you have a 30mm bow, basically a 25mm nose. Sure, you can get some plunging fire in through here, through the lower bow, but yeah, at the end of the day, it does have a 25mm bow. Stern is all 25 as well. So, okay, that's interesting. So you've got, like, amazing secondary damage output potential. But, I mean, god-awful, you know, HP, 57,000 HP at tier 8 is wild. And, yeah, having thin armor like that. So it's more of a secondary battle cruiser. But you know what? I'm interested in it, and I want to know when it's coming out in its non-Weeb form. So, guys, that is our replay video for today. Thank you, Thunderchild, for sending that in and giving us a sneak peek at this crazy Italian battleship that hopefully is coming out sometime in the future. I guess if you want to gamble for it, there you go. Wouldn't recommend that, of course, not at all, but yeah, looking forward to when this thing comes out as a normal ship. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.